Good evening. Welcome to the NLCB Pulse by Bloodline on iEnt Live. My guest this evening is Brother Resistance, Lutalo Masimba, President of Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization and a Rapso Griot. Welcome, Brother Resistance.
Thank you very much, my brother, and thank you for having me. It is indeed an honor to
Well,
be part of your cultural experience.
okay, my brother. Good to have you here. Let's start at the beginning. Tell me a bit about where you're from and something about your family.
All right, I'm from Tobago, but born East River.
Okay,
If you know street life, you understand that.
I understand
Yeah,
that.
East River, Gloucester Road to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been Lavante all my life. I've been
Yeah.
Tobago all my life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my parents were normal, regular, um, uh, normal, regular street life people then, so to
Yeah.
speak, on the
Yeah.
ground. I been on the
Mm-hmm.
ground, and so that's the first thing I learned to be on the ground. You ain't better than
Mm-hmm.
nobody, and nobody better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my father was a plumber, Mr. George Lewis. And what
Mm-hmm.
young people just come out them and say, "But your father teach me this and he teach me that," you know. He was a plumber, and as a matter of fact, he could do anything in construction. He build a house from foundation and still do the finishing and the
Mm-hmm.
finishing by himself. He was
Mm-hmm.
that kind of person. So I learned also that um, that self-made personality kind of thing, and I learned that early. My mother was a housewife and very loving and caring person. Life that grounding for me was so important. At that time, I didn't know it then because my father was so strict. I used to feel well, I mean, like I can't really come out on the road sometime. Like certain enough things I wanted to do as a youth, and I kept. Um, but as I grow older, I understand where he was coming from and
Mm-hmm.
what he had set out in his journey for
Mm-hmm.
his children.
Mm-hmm.
I have one brother named Neil Lewis, and he managed to take care of all my business, in every aspect of my business. I have one sister named Betty,
Mm-hmm.
Betty Cadet,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that is my family core. I have plenty of family besides that, because it's
Mm-hmm.
behind the bridge. Yeah, behind the bridge is family. Uh,
Family.
yeah,
Tell me something about your schooling and your hobbies and things as a young fella growing up now.
I went to the government.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't move out. For those of you who don't know,
Mm-hmm.
move out. I can't take move out of me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chinapu government. And from Chinapu government, I went to QRC. The
Mm-hmm.
proudest moment in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I always dream about going to QRC, about being a Royalian. And I guess that came from my love for football, you know. Even though I was a skilled player, I just thought once again, QRC, you go play football.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine.
It was so
Tell
easy.
me.
It was so easy, blood. That's the
Yeah.
players like, wow. I said, this is football.
So tell me something about your
Really?
beginning. Yeah, tell me something about your beginnings in art, and like what influenced you to turn that to go that direction.
Um, pressure from my father, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah, he used to believe everybody else about what his son do. And if I come to give my explanation, he don't want to talk,
Hmm.
right? Cut out was a normal thing, so I used to
Hmm.
get that. So I reached a stage where it was beginning to choke me mentally.
Hmm.
Um, I was beginning to cry on myself,
Hmm.
and I was fortunate that I didn't think that was a way to go on this
Hmm.
life journey. So I began to write. I
Hmm.
was also used to read a lot. I used to read a lot. I love
Hmm.
reading. still love reading. Um,
Mm.
and I used to write. So if something happened and I feel the frustration coming on, I would express it in writing. I write my thing and I hide it away. And that's how I come through for quite a number of years, you know,
Mm.
until one day somebody find me writing and say, but you could really write, boy. What is this? I said, well, I don't know. I just write. I never show
Mm.
nobody, no one never, you know. Um, and then they had this what they call the National Poetry Competition
Mm.
in
Mm.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm.
But I wasn't writing the normal thing when the poets is right, eh? Uh,
Mm.
because in Chinapoo government, a teacher name is Marcia Riley.
Mm.
Read a poem in class for us. They go like this. Beat them drums, boys. Beat them drums. Fast and loud and sweet. They will give
Mm.
you consolation. They will give you sufferation. Down Frederick Street. Down Frederick Street. I said,
Mm.
guys, poetry. Because I never hear poetry expressed
Mm.
that kind
Mm.
of voice in my voice. I
Mm.
always hear poetry expressed like the English and them when they say, oh, here we go and call the cattle home, because the sun's so deep.
Yeah.
Where they go choir speaking competition, and they go Queen's Hall. They even move over and go in Queen's Hall is a major big thing,
Mm. Yeah.
There was a boy whose name was Jim.
Yeah.
They were very good to him. They gave him tea and cake
Mm.
and jam and
Mm.
slices of delicious ham. So that is the poetry I didn't know.
Yeah.
As the big picture. And then I learned this thing and this thing from Master Riley. It wouldn't come out my head at all. Wouldn't
Mm.
come out my head. So then I said, let me take a try at the national poetry competition.
Mm.
And I had a piece I was doing named Pan Baby. It was
Mm.
for a page long. I said, you know
Mm.
what? I am going to write an epic. Yeah, I feel so. I feel if
Mm.
I write this kind of thing here, with my kind
Mm.
of voice here, and they don't
Mm.
want to hear me, I go
Mm.
make sure I kill them with it. So I
Mm.
hand the poem and I spread it out a number of pages and I submit. And when I hear the winner, it was me. I say, what madness is this, boy?
So we could say that that is the birth of Rapso then. How did Rapso begin really?
No, I wouldn't say that. That thing happened before that. 'Cause
Yeah.
remember, I talking about I win that prize in 1980,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Before that, Lanzaline don't come with just
Right.
a decade,
Right.
right? You turn on the radio and you hear Lanzaline. What kind of mad thing is this? A man kind of talking a song,
Mm.
and the rhythmic flavor is traditional African drums
Mm.
and piano, keyboard, and percussion,
Mm.
and that take over the place. That I remember that year was I was blow with it. That was blow with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Consider that to be um, the first
Rapso.
rap. So, and also the marking of the beginning of the rap experience
Mm.
um, that come from the United States. That I like to say, Sugar Hill Gang was the first rappers. Sugar Hill
Mm.
Gang came in 1980, and
Mm.
I a
Mm.
decade after Lancer Lane. You know
Mm.
what I mean? 1970 and thing, that vibration, the things I learned in 1970, the transformation I went through, to getting to know myself. Um, because I was a guy, when I go in primary school and thing, and they call it Blacky Pokey, Blacky
Mm.
Pokey,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
and he looked like Tasso, and what
Mm.
kind of thing they tell you.
Mm.
And in 1970 come 69, 70,
Mm.
and I learned to love myself.
Mm.
And I learned how black and beautiful the experience was.
Mm.
The songs them was, um,
Mm.
like I did James Brown, Say It Loud and Black and Proud,
Mm. Mm.
Mighty Duke, Black is Beautiful. What
Mm.
more you could ask for?
Yeah. True.
You know, they come through that time and you learn a lot. You listen to people like Daga and them. Um, That experience was a powerful experience,
Mm,
educationally and everything for me.
mm,
I find it's sad that it's not still flowing in the way in which it's
yeah.
flowing,
Mm,
because
mm,
it made a major difference to many of us African youth in this
yeah.
society.
Yeah.
Right?
After 50 years of, let's say, Rapso, right? You think
Mm.
it has asserted itself, across the landscape, the arts and the entertainment landscape
Yes,
significantly?
I think so. I think that's clearly done so. And yet, there's still a challenge that is
Mm,
being put up by the media, especially radio and television. There's still a challenge happening
mm,
because they tend to locate the rap so inside by the carnival experience. So it's not their fault, I jump in the carnival and tell them my ancestors in the midnight rubber and the
mm.
Perot
Yeah,
and the griot. I storm the party then. I say,
yeah.
hey, oh, you can't leave me out of this. We
Mm,
make this wine and thing and broomstick and thing and bikinis and thing. Whatever they want to do with it, this is we party. So
mm,
jump in there now. Then they put you up against the wall with the superstars and things. And
yeah.
everything like that. So you find that once you bring the music or the experience inside of the carnival, that
Mm,
just kind of wipe you aside like it's marginalized here. Because when they say we're going with this, don't care what you say, they're going with that.
yeah.
You know?
But we have seen, a few fellas younger than you, who have made a mark through the Rapso vein. People like Ataclan and Tricanal, you know,
Omari, uh,
Omari,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing, and that's the beauty
Mm,
of it. So when you asked me that question just now, it will make
mm,
its mark. That is the
mm,
thing, that is um, the measurements I use, right?
mm,
Because it was the most happy times, the most glorious times for me in the Rapso experience, in the oral tradition.
mm,
At one time it was looking a little dicey, but we had,
mm,
we had Lasana Kwesi, we had
mm,
Abdul Malik, the bad poet,
right.
Byron, right?
Mm,
Who else? A couple other people and things, eh?
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and they came through the 1970 experience directly, but of course, on Lancet Lane, and then they begin to express themselves in different situations, and they never really challenge the media and how to expand your audiences and so on,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm,
So
mm,
when we look at that, it was as if besides them, it's we alone, me and
yeah,
brother man and the network with a band, and it's like it's we alone. So
yeah.
if you were to move, then
Mm,
the art form would have dropped down in a hole.
mm,
So
mm.
we
How,
created
how long have you been the president of Tuko?
President Tuko from around 20, officially from around 2010, 2011, somewhere around there.
2010. It took longer than that. Eh?
You too, my brother.
um, um, what do you think about, your experiences as an administrator in Calypso and in the arts? What has that experience been for you?
Well, a real tough experience, boy. I don't know who said me, but Black Stallion is always say, he's a stand you thing, because I is a wrong Black Stallion. Um,
Mm,
Network was a wrong Black Stallion because Black Stallion support what we were doing as
mm,
young people coming through. He support
mm,
us 100%. People like
mm,
all around there, Rigo, Brother Valentino, these are people who was always there with contender and then from over the hill in
mm,
Roselle, you know.
mm,
And
mm,
so
mm,
the Calypsonians would always support me in a deep and significant kind of way. So I always used to, when we throw a show, we make sure we have some Calypsonians on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We would do things to support Calypsonians. We had to shop on the People's Mall, where we
Mm-hmm.
opened
Right.
a radio station that couldn't broadcast at all because we had no license. So
Mm-hmm.
we have a DJ system, and as they come to the studio, they come on the People's Mall, they give us the record, we announce them, we play it, we organize a record launch for them, and that kind of thing. In fact, that is the template that um, what the name that Rhinos use
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
launch.
And cross
And of
me.
course, we use that for the launch too. That
Yeah.
was the template they use. So coming out of that and starting to say, let me tell you something. Um, you really have to do more than that's about supporting black style. It's
Mm.
about Calypso. But
Yeah.
don't know about tie you up or nothing. If you
Yeah.
love Calypso and you want to make that contribution, then go ahead
Mm.
and make that contribution.
Yes.
And I jump in, and I jump in and say, well, hey, what is this? I know when I'm looking around, half of them gone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Which brings me to my next question. What do you think needs to be done? Because I mean, it's decade upon decades has passed. Where I think the media, the radios, radio people and TV people, I think that they have moved past the stage of the Pat Boone and the Matt Monroe and these people. What do you think needs to be done to significantly enhance calypso music? Because I'll tell you something. Anytime I go to Jamaica, I put on the radio, I know that I'm in Jamaica. You understand?
yes.
Because it's reggae music I hear 24/7. What do you think needs to be done to significantly enhance the percentage of calypso music being played on the airwaves?
Well, I'm not sure what needs to be done, but I think Calypsonians need to be more proactive. I think that one major difference between Trinidadian population and Jamaican, right? And I think this is something Charlie's was saying to Charlie's Records.
Mm,
Then Jamaican, wherever the location, they want to hear the music, and they will go by they will jump in the DJ.
hmm.
I say, here now, but you gotta play,
Yeah, yeah, they're very aggressive with that.
right. And we don't have that, um, because a lot of guys,
Aggression,
yeah,
aggression.
no, a lot of them also believe that Calypso is for carnival.
Yeah.
A lot of them do that. They don't see how to make a different approach to the music. They don't see how to create different experiences and then live events or the school visits that Gypsy and them used to do long time, that Santa and them used to do long time.
Mm,
You gotta build the thing. You gotta build the thing. You just can't say sit down and cry and say them radio station and playing me. I know we have internet, man. We could make our
yeah.
mass. We could make our
I,
mass social
I
media, but we're not really looking towards that um, as no big thing. It's not going to say what you want, yes. But I turned
mm,
on the radio this morning and me hear my song. I only
yeah.
hearing soca, soca, soca. And
Mm,
it's because soca, which come out of
okay.
Calypso. Come on. You mean you're hearing too much party music
Mm,
as opposed to hearing commentary styles
yeah.
and the storytelling styles that you would prefer. And them is the kind of thing that had a fix.
But
That could fix it.
I think that we have more than enough material in Calypso as far as Calypso is concerned. But there's this argument that radio stations content is ruled besides the listenership and getting the DJs to play the music is ruled by sponsorship. So the
Sponsorship.
corporate world supposed to be, you know, hand in glove with this initiative as well. Not so?
That is a major part of the problem. A major part of the problem. But I think there's fear is not the word, but there's a kind of a concern by the media houses that
Mm,
if they should go outside of the pattern that they play,
mm,
that the sponsors will leave. When in
mm,
in fact, you need to try things as a media house. You need to try
mm,
things. You need to dress it perhaps differently, approach
mm,
it differently. You need to be more dynamic in everything we do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and they had to believe as well, so that they could talk to the advertising agencies. And then I critical one there, blood advertising
Mm-hmm.
agencies as the
Mm-hmm.
middle, as the middleman thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
they have a certain they have a advertising complexion that they like. They have a certain kind of music that they like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If the thing funny, it mix up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we had to sort it out, but everybody had to sort it out.
Yeah.
Just the artist.
Tell me something as an artist. What has been your most memorable experience?
Ah, well, that's a hard question to ask, but you know, quite a few. Um, as a performing artist, I
Yeah,
think
performing artist.
as a performing artist going on stage in a festival called Reggae on the River in California, Humboldt
Mm-hmm.
County, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the Resistance, Kindred, Charlie
Mm-hmm.
Boudram,
Mm-hmm.
um, and my brethren they from California, I forget the name, yes, or Tony D. Tony
Mm-hmm.
D, a fantastic drummer with the own band named Jungles Apart. So Jungles
Mm-hmm.
Apart was a backing band called the Network. They couldn't carry the Network band,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that festival, brother, top of the mountain, and when I enter the stage, and we do Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, can we save the earth? And I say, can we touch the earth? And I see 40, 50,000 um, people go down and touch the earth. It was
Mm-hmm.
like an amazing thing. I never really um, that critical that year. But I reached there and I don't come back and tell about Grenada because in Grenada, in the first festival of the revolution,
Mm-hmm.
1980,
Mm-hmm.
right? We went on stage. Well, Maurice Bishop sent for me, right? He sent for me the day before the festival start.
Mm-hmm.
The band had no passport. I never traveled in my life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
Mm-hmm.
people helping out from the community development at that time was a real interactive kind of agency in those government. They used to really be with the groups and things and helping you out in their own way, but it was, and we gave me travel documents. We won the first major event in,
Mm-hmm.
in Queen's Park, uh, and his network with a band and his well, keyboard stars with Stalin, Valentino, Rootsman, Arrow, you name it. I think Peter
Mm-hmm.
Tosh was there and I too. And we come on the stage, um, and while we were there, we
Mm-hmm.
created a rap song. We need to
Mm-hmm.
be strong, strong. We need to be brave and strong. Forward together, backward never. Forward together, hello. And we
Mm-hmm.
inspired with this little sound system. And
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
respond like we never got in life before.
Mm-hmm.
You know? When we finish there, they
Mm-hmm.
lift it up from there. They say, like, yeah, thing no, we kind of don't want the carnage to do that thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That we get to understand the word and get a sense of the word, the sense of the
Mm-hmm.
word and the material that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
understanding of the nature of the material we're doing, that we were not entertainers at first sight, you know,
Yeah.
we were more educators and we had
Right.
an important work to do. And because we put a little entertainment flavor inside it,
Mm.
right, it was easy to relate to people and for people to relate to it. I remember two major experience. I had quite a few in
Okay.
Europe to do, but I
Right.
will take the whole program.
Yeah. Tell me something. If you were not Brother Resistance, the artist, right?
Mm.
What might have been an alternative career for you?
But I wanted to be a teacher. I
Mm.
wanted to be a teacher. I went, I do all the things to be a teacher. I went and do the interviews and things for the job. You
Mm.
know, like basically go down to here. I hear come out nice and pat down and thing, everything button up. And I went
Mm.
to do the interview and the blank me. The
Mm.
blank me.
Yeah.
Um, I make a mistake. The interviewer said you talk too soft in
Mm.
the interview, so he won't be able to manage a class. So
Mm.
I challenge him and say, but no, I only talk so because me and you alone talking here.
Mm.
You understand? I said, I
Mm.
manage the class, let's go on stage and reach out to plenty people. And she says, go on stage. You mean you are an artist? I said,
Mm.
yes, I am. She said, well, no, 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 no.
Oh, cool. Mm.
We have chocolates
Mm-hmm.
already.
Amazing.
We don't have chocolates already. We don't want another
Our
one
next one.
to come into the trouble.
Yeah.
And I was that, and then I thought
Yeah.
about from there, the other thing would have been a community development officer, interfacing with youth organizations and groups and things in the various areas and that kind of thing.
Mm.
I thought I was set for that. But that and all, why they blanked me. When I went for the interviewer said, um, you know, I look at your credentials here and I see that you have a degree from the University of the West Indies. I said, yes, I have. He said, well, so you know what that means? That means that you more qualified than
You
me.
overqualified. You overqualified.
If I hire you, I could lose my work. I said, I surrender. I really surrender. I said, see the system? The
Yeah.
system is the system. I'm
Uh,
going to beg the system to come inside. That's how I end up on my own, doing my story, people small, um, developing whether it's a brand. And it is a
mm,
call about the brand in them days. But I
mm,
know what I wanted to do. I
yeah.
know what I was going to do. And when I be surrounding me, surrounding the network with a band and the network community, the Quarry Street is Dry River.
Well,
And then,
I think I've been successful.
yeah, thank you, my brother.
So we reaching this part of the interview now that I call blood pressure. It's a trivia section. I ask you
Okay,
some questions and you answer yeah or nay. Okay?
okay.
Smoke herring or buljol?
Bonjour,
Benebol or tulum?
Benebol.
Cassava or breadfruit?
Both of them.
You had to pick one.
Bread, breadfruit.
Breadfruit. Mango chow or curry mango?
Oh, bloody. Um, mango chow.
Mango chow.
Mm-hmm.
Yard fowl or guti?
But I do eat meat.
You eat meat?
Yeah,
Wow. Eat fish?
yes, I do.
Salmon or lobster?
Salmon or lobster. The very lobster go in. But I told you I call fish. Lobster, lobster.
Lobster. Beach or river?
Beach.
Um, war movies or westerns?
Good blood. I don't do none of them.
You're not a movie person.
I am a movie person, but I can't even cheat and put in one of them. I stop watching Western and I stop war movies because I'm a political
Yeah,
veteran.
no. Yeah,
And both of them is transgress.
yeah. Cricket or football?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cricket and football, man. What is that one, man?
Which one?
Football.
Football. Desperados or All Stars?
Oh God, desperados. Bosas friend, Bosas if you go vex, but as a born desperados.
Yeah,
Hell with us.
Desperados.
I see the band coming down the hill and I running to hold a rack to come down the hill with them.
Yeah. So,
Desperados.
so you push pan and thing. You ever play pan by the way?
Huh?
You ever play pan by the way?
Yeah, I play pan, I play with both song. So
In
I was
truth,
only that.
yeah, I forget that. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
was
that.
only
Yeah.
that desperados playing in both song. Yeah, even crack shot. We didn't used to go and sleep at all. And then I
Yeah.
sleep with them. And both song had a nice little agenda. I could go with.
Yeah.
And I love my pan. I love my pan. When
Mm-hmm.
the only pan that come into the Rapso on stage in the carnival,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I put on my pan. But I love my pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we're taking a little break now. We're taking a commercial break. We have some bills to pay and we'll resume in a short while.
Nice.
Play it safe. The NLCB cares about your health and safety. Please remember to follow all health guidelines. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and wash your distance.
Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Tuko business. Programs. You all have any programs in stream like at assist Calypsonians who may have fallen on, tough times kind of thing?
Well, yeah, we do the usual the hamper distributions. We did a few of those, and as a matter of fact, as we speak, we got something happening now where they have coach trucks over here this morning. So we were putting together a nice package thanks to NAMDEFCO and the Minister of Lands and Minister of Agriculture. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like Clarence Rambat.
Rambarat.
Yeah.
We're thankful for that because we've been doing numbers all the time. Maybe everybody put something from the pocket and make sure and take care of the ones who are very distressed. But now we can expand a little bit with the kind of packages we get from NAMDEFCO.
Wonderful.
So we really give thanks for that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What are some of your views on the new normal virtual performances?
Well, I personally like it, right? And we did some of that prior to Carnival. I personally did one. I did two as a matter of fact. I did one with WAC. That was a GoFundMe. I did one on my own where GSP Productions filmed a performance of Brother Resistance with his band, and we put that on social media. And that was no GoFundMe thing. And I mentioned the GoFundMe twice. Two things about it is that the GoFundMe, and people would argue that it gives you a sense of you begging. Right? But
I understand, yeah.
That's how we look at it. Because depending on how you package your thing and how you promote your thing, you can also say, listen, this is an event, this is a performance here, and we would like you to contribute.
Yeah.
You want to pay for this event.
Because under normal circumstances, you have to pay admission to go to any show.
Exactly.
Right.
So we did some of that for the Carnival, and that way, although the response would have been small compared to what they would have get.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we was able to go in the market or some kind of thing. What is that?
Within recent years, Calypso tends seem to be diminishing in terms of public support, funding, everything. What is the future of Calypso tents as we know it?
Well, this year, as you would know, we're celebrating 100 years of the commercial Calypso tent as we know it today. Right? 100 years is plenty years in our blood for an institution to survive within the entertainment jungle, and two, within a nation where very much doesn't embrace the Calypso. Doesn't very much see the power of the music that is Calypso, while other people across the world see the importance of it, while Calypso documents our lives and these kind of things. So the tent will always be important.
Mm.
It will always be a signature movement in the carnival, just like the steel band um, movement. And so one of the things with the carnival in general is
Mm.
that the calypso in terms of the tents
Mm.
and the steel bands
Mm.
in the movement on the road
Mm.
needs to come back and play a more exciting role. So that this carnival that we claim is the greatest show on earth
Mm.
will catch back itself and be the greatest show on earth.
Mm.
That is critical.
So what do you think needs to be done with the tents concerned?
The tents need to, well, the tents need support. Let me put it
Mm.
straight. They need financial support for infrastructure.
Mm.
That a problem is not a Calypso problem. You know. That's an entertainment problem for the Bago. But when
Mm.
I talking shoppiness, we
Mm.
have very few entertainment venues,
Mm.
especially in the city of Port of Spain, which was
Mm.
just named by UNESCO as the
Yeah.
um,
Cultural.
heritage city for
Mm.
music.
Yeah.
You could come the performance spaces you have because yeah, we have Napa and we have Queen's Hall and we have City Hall
Mm. Little
and
Carib. Mm.
the Carib and we have Central Bank. They come them,
Mm.
right? And when you catch yourself, um, you check maybe nearly on one hand, and then
Mm.
you don't have the spaces for events that are not so large and
Mm.
so out there.
Mm. Mm.
A calypso tent in Napa, for instance, but that's one of the hardest things to work.
Yeah.
Because when the Queen's Hall is pressure, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? None of them venues too big for we,
Mm.
But the makeup of the venues
Mm.
doesn't cater for inclusion. It doesn't cater for intimacy
Mm.
and things like that. So we need venues. If we don't get the venues, we're gonna get funding to rent venues and control
Mm.
these venues
Into
in
performance
performance
spaces.
spaces.
Yeah.
Right? And then because we have to do that, there's no um, technical situation on site. The sound
Mm.
system, the lights, the different things, So therefore, you get money to contract these things into the
Yeah.
space that you have created.
Yeah.
That is the first major challenge, right? Uh,
Mm.
and then after you fix all that, somehow you got to be able to market your
Yeah.
show. How
Mm.
we doing that? Lord and heaven alone, how we doing that? And you find most of the tents um, within these times will be tents that are managed by Calypsonians, by the artists
Mm.
themselves.
Mm.
People just cost the artists for that. You can
Mm.
understand that? When in 19, when in 19, 1919, 1920, the
Mm.
man who convert to the Calypso tent that we know now,
Mm.
15 Railway Douglas, was a
Mm.
Californian.
Mm.
So
Mm.
the independent thing is the way to go. Not saying
Yeah.
that he would turn away any management or any investor he wouldn't turn that away. But Calypsonians doing
Need
the
to get more involved.
make sure that the thing. And
Yeah.
that's challenge, especially the marketing.
Mm.
The marketing is not
Yeah.
like a long time where you have a Calypso tent so people go come. Or we will go to the tent and then we will go and fet.
Yeah.
That is
Now them days finished. Yeah.
yes. So they put a show together now. That's the next point. They put a show together.
Mm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing is coming to please give him a round of applause and he come and he sing his song. And
Mm.
yeah, they clap him or you clap him and he go off.
Mm.
And they come
Mm.
back again. Ladies and gentlemen, the next thing is no. They
Mm.
put a show together. A
Yeah.
nice program.
Yeah.
Let's dance. They must have some dance. You could have a little panels. You could
Mm.
have a storyteller. Where's the Rapso artist? So people come and enjoy themselves.
Mm.
Yes. I could
But can Tuko do have a arm that educates its members where they could do things like that? Maybe teach them how to marketing, something like I don't know.
well, we have a fantastic research and education officer, uh,
Mm.
Megan Sylvester,
Mm.
and one of the first projects we tried was the marketing and and and, and publicity for the Calypsonian. That was one of the first projects we tried. I wouldn't go further because it isn't bad talk my organization. I didn't bad talk my Calypsonians.
Yeah.
But, it would be nice if we could do other things like that, and we could get plenty more people to come.
Yeah.
We tried in the zones and different things, but they kind of have a lot of the Calypsonians here, Peter Dunn. Kind of your luck, the the tent, the competition, competition, that kind of way. I think I had to win this, and I win this. I cost Tuko.
You think it might be an idea to move the Calypso Monarch competition out of Carnival?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all, but not my Simba. Because I go into them, I don't know more Calypso, and then I do like Calypso. So not my Simba going to try that. Calypsonians themselves could go on there and say, listen, besides all this money and prize money and things, why will you do A, B, or C? Some different style packages and so on in terms of reaching the audience. Why do we sit and watch the promoters, the big promoters, use our critical talent and create shows that people enjoy going to, and that kind of thing. But we continue to push down a road where there must be
competition in Carnival.
And I'm not against competition, I was against competition a long time, right? But then I come together to go. I can't be against competition. But I understand now there's a different aspect there. Young people or new people coming into the business. And the competition may be the fastest way inside. It may be the most appropriate way for them to get in. Because if it's in a competition, you wouldn't know what I'm having, for instance, and things like that. When you have a road match, you wouldn't know what Super Blue when I jump up. So I say I have a mission, I set up something for that. I have a reason for the competition. But after time, after you become an elder in the arts and things, I think we, and that we means Tuko, right? In collaboration with the upper administration of the society, create spaces where our elder Calypsonians could fall in and make a contribution and feel a sense of importance and pass on their experience to the others. I think this is extremely important.
Okay, well, brothers, since we have almost reached the end of the interview, just a couple more questions. What has COVID-19 taught you most about yourself?
About myself?
Yeah.
That I was on the right track all the time. I like myself. I love myself. I love myself more than I love myself. So therefore, the question of not being able to go out and socialize and things, that doesn't affect me in any critical way. I miss my brethren and my sisters and the Calypso lovers. I don't see that as I want to, and but you gotta hold tight.
One last question. What is your vision for the future at Tuko?
My vision for the future at Tuko. I see Tuko as an organization that will establish itself in a serious way as a platform in the world of entertainment. In the world of entertainment, I see that kind of organization that will take its place in the education and research arena, where the question of the oral tradition and so on is center point. And I see Tuko as an organization which would be always available to support its members in their social life, not just when there's a crisis that we could pull together and find a way to support, but in the
Mhm.
social life, we need to have an arm that is really that members join Tuko, but also join that arm um, and make their own contributions so
Mhm.
that later on they could be able to benefit from the contributions that they have made. Maybe a pension plan or something like that. Um, in some kind of way, I think this is extremely important. And, and when we say welfare, we mean more than the welfare of the artist alone, but the artist and his family in so many different ways. That's the kind
Mhm.
of two qualities we see in.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for being my guest this evening. I have been speaking to Brother Resistance Lutalo Masemba, President of Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization. And this has been the NLCB Pulse by Bloodline on iEnt Live. Have a pleasant evening. Ciao.